Patrick Mahomes play like shit early. The play with McDuffie, where he jumps through the air like Michael fucking Jordan. And you could see him floating in the air. And then just... They shut Pacheco down completely. He disappointed me. After that first fumble, you could kind of see, I was like, Pacheco's playing almost a little too fast. When it's happening in front of your eyes and it feels like it's magic, it is. It's Mahomes' magic crunch. Because Usher doesn't necessarily get paid for the halftime performance.
So they don't get paid? You Googled it, they don't get paid?
But here's the thing. Usher was in 14 commercials.
Yeah.
Usher is getting the bag.
Not necessarily him. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest to ever do it. Show him. There it is. Our kids will watch his highlights. Our son will be Patrick Mahomes. You've not moved. She had the biggest bet of her life. Put in, we cashed.
How about them Chiefs? Welcome to Gridiron Junkeez, the Super Bowl extravaganza show that I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, just buckle up, okay? Because it's going to be a quick show, because what happens is that we will talk about this game for the next 8 months. So I want to just kind of dump out my current feelings and emotions on the game. And then after dumping all those out, I'm going to refine them. I'm on lots of shows tomorrow morning. I have Mike Florio and Chris Sims coming here to Sticky Paws Studios to record their show that is live streamed to Peacock. I'm not going to be a part of the show, but I'm going to get their takes. Refine my takes. Then I'm going to be on American Fan. Refine my takes. Then I'm going to be on Veterans Minimum tomorrow, because Wednesday's Valentine's Day. And behind the decks, I have Cameron, who I will be spending Valentine's Day with.
Woo. Woo.
Fired up.
Oh. Woo. I'm excited. The show almost didn't happen today.
Well, if the 49ers would have won, this show would not be happening. I would do this show at a later date. The feelings that I would have trauma dumped him, it would have been bad. It would have been all bad. But first off, thanks to John Orlando for hosting us all at his house for the Super Bowl watch party. He has an amazing theater room upstairs where there's 6 recliner chairs. It's secluded. There was like 20 people there today. So like quickly on, we got our food, got the drink, immediately upstairs. I knew that would be the best place to watch a game, and it was. Started off with just Cameron and I. By the end, we had 7 people up there because it was a cool spot. Shout out to John and Vanessa for hosting us. Vanessa, as we speak right now, is just 1 hour into her shift at the Live nightclub, in which I think the Chiefs will be stopping by tonight. It's got to be like a very cool type feeling if you can get the Super Bowl Lombardi trophy in your club. That's something that, like, even when other teams have won the Super Bowl in Arizona, they come to Vegas to party. Yeah.
There's nothing to do with Arizona.
Yeah, they take that plane ride straight to AZ, or from AZ to Las Vegas. But anyways, they don't have to go far tonight. They are literally 15 minutes away from what will be the greatest night in Las Vegas history. Cameron and I aren't necessarily club goers, so it's not like we're itching, like, oh my God, like we're gonna follow the Lombardi tonight. You know, like I feel like some people out here on the Strip are, especially if you're a Chiefs fan and you're like, this is my time, right? But the one thing we know as Vegas locals is that even experiencing it last night with Cameron, parking was $50 at the MGM.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
crazy, and the traffic was crazy.
Yeah, the entire Las Vegas Strip right now is like a fucking avoid it way more than F1, and we thought F1 was bad. Not as bad as this. What a game. What a game. Chiefs are your Super Bowl champions. They defeat the 49ers 25-22. Patrick Mahomes goes back-to-back. Patrick Mahomes gets his third Super Bowl ring. And boy, oh boy, did Patrick Mahomes play like shit early. Patrick Mahomes played so bad early that I immediately had to take to Twitter because I know, like, everybody who's watching the Super Bowl, they're tweeting, and the tweets are like this. It's rapid fire. Like, there's no way that me, a singular person watching the game, having a good idea, a person already tweeted what I was thinking, like, 45 seconds before I tweeted it. But anyways, I tweeted out anyways. You know, I'm trying to get better at Twitter, or, you know, whatever. So I tweeted out that I was like, wow, Patrick Mahomes just looks so unlike the way he normally plays. He does not look confident or comfortable at all. And part of it, at least at the beginning, was me thinking that this 49ers pass rush was doing damage. But in reality, it was like Patrick Mahomes was extending plays. There's moments in time where I didn't see the reasons why Patrick Mahomes wasn't throwing, like once he hit his back foot. Like sometimes you can tell a quarterback's easily in rhythm once as soon as he catches a snap, it's 1, 2, 3, and that ball's coming out. Whether it's to the check down or to the person that you see in the defense where it's open, like you normally see a comfortable quarterback hit this type of rhythm. It's almost like beats to music. And Patrick Mahomes was all out of sorts today. His fucking record was scratching. He was, you know, collapsing and trying. He wasn't committing to the scramble, which this is, I mean, I've watched plenty of Patrick Mahomes now to know that Patrick Mahomes doesn't necessarily scramble in the first or the second quarter. Patrick Mahomes lets you think that he's going to keep looking downfield, and that extends the gap a little bit further so that when he does run, I mean, it was deadly tonight. But he looked like garbage early. Just uncharacteristic Patrick Mahomes type play. And I thought it was the pass rush. I was like, is the O-line struggling? But really, it was just Patrick Mahomes was running himself into bad spots. And it was one thing that Brock Purdy didn't necessarily do too much of. Like Brock Purdy, for the most part, looked really comfortable. He was hitting that cadence and rhythm that I was talking about. But there is a lot of analysis to make of how both of these quarterbacks played. There's things, though, that I just want to highlight quickly. This game had 10 punts. So that's a lot of fucking punts. Special teams, extremely important. The 49ers lost in that regard. They had the blocked field goal or blocked extra point attempt, and they had the punt return muff. Two bad plays. And so they lost in that facet of football. And if you're to look at all three facets of football, the Chiefs won in all three. The 49ers, I would say, were competitive in both the offense and defensive side. 10 punts. 7 of those drives in which there was 10 punts, they were 3 and outs, which just goes to show that these defenses were pretty fucking stout tonight. It was exactly what I had laid out in the show after the conference championship games, where I was like, you're going to love seeing this kick fest. You're going to love seeing two defenses who are really, really good hold the other team in the red zone. And not only did those teams now hold the others in the red zone, but these teams caused turnovers in the red zone. Christian McCaffrey fumbles. Isaiah Pacheco fumbles. Crucial spots on the field, too. Where points would have been on the board, over bettors were literally yelling at the screen like, no, I need the over. Well, too bad. What did happen was just two fucking great defenses. Not just that's in a nutshell. You had 10 punts. You had 7 3-and-outs. You had turnover after sacks, after just teams seeming like they can't find a rhythm. The defensive plays that I really want to highlight right now, there was a couple of batted down balls on go routes where I believe it was McDuffie on Deebo Samuels, who, when you watch that play in slow motion, oh my God. Cameron, cornerbacks in this league do not get paid nearly enough money. They have the toughest, next to quarterback, the toughest job on the field. You're talking about 2 of the fastest type of people, and all that defensive player needs to do, give them about 10 yards of head start, and then you just have to follow along with them. And then the ball is going to be coming, and you got to hold on to him, and you got to hit it away. The play with McDuffie, where he jumps through the air like Michael fucking Jordan, and you could see him floating in the air, and then just pops the ball out, and you're like, these guys are different, man. And that Chiefs defense was like that the entire night. Now, the reason why I didn't give the 49ers any kudos on the offensive or defensive side as far as winning that facet of the game is that there was so many times in which the 49ers called the wrong defensive plays, and Patrick Mahomes just fucking took him to school. There was moments in time where you saw Steve Wilks bring pressure, but the Chiefs countered it perfectly with long drag routes. People wonder how Travis Kelce gets this wide open on those type of plays. And it's Travis Kelce gets that wide open because the defense is taking a risk. Now, the difference between the two defenses is when the Chiefs take a risk, the Chiefs did not miss. And the 49ers, when they took a risk, Patrick Mahomes found him when it mattered most. And that is why I can't give that defensive facet to the 49ers. Offensively, this one, if there's a tie, you could give it a tie. Because the 49ers showed balls. They were gutsy. One of the things that I had wanted to see from Kyle Shanahan in this game was, can you get crafty early as far as your offensive play calls to open the defense up? And what he does, or what did he do? He throws a wide receiver screen to Juwan Jennings, ends up being a running back screen all the way across the other side of the field to Christian McCaffrey, and it was an easy touchdown. That is the offensive brilliance and genius that I was looking for from Kyle Shanahan, and you saw it early, and I was like, damn. They jumped out early on the Chiefs. They got the touchdown. They got up 10. And that, at that moment in time, you're like, holy shit, the Chiefs need a little bit of juice. But I don't want to steer off. I want to hit my final facet as far as the offensive side. When the Chiefs needed to make a play, the Chiefs made a play and some. And I think it was way more offensive genius on the Chiefs' part than it was on the 49ers' part. That's that. I think the 49ers, if anything offensively, they missed the screen game way more than they should have. What I meant by that is they missed the screen game completely. They should have ran way more running back screens, tight end screens to George Kittle, tunnel screens to Deebo Samuel. The Chiefs' pressure, and just goes to credit that the Chiefs are really good too. Even when they would run screens, the Chiefs are really disciplined. They get upfield. They're like, oh, nobody's blocking me? Why is that happening? Then they start floating back, so it closes that screen lane down. But when you got them dialed in and you know the pressure's coming, and it looked like a single high safety all night with a lot of people in the box causing a lot of confusion, trust the screen game a little bit more. It's no different, in my opinion, than the plays that they were trying to run. And it's not to say that the 49ers didn't show some sort of offensive power from time to time. It's just that Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan elected not to go for it in overtime. If the 49ers, at that moment in time, at that point on the field, mind you, like, it's not like the Chiefs would get the ball at the 20. Like, you score or you get the ball to that part of the field. Who cares if you don't get it? Make Patrick Mahomes go 94 yards. You know, and I know they only need a field goal, but then again, it's like, you got to risk it for the biscuit. And they did on a 4th and 3, which then it surprised me when you get to that part of the game and you're like, let me not try to put it in. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I'm like, should you have gambled at that moment in time? There's really no perk in gambling for it other than applying pressure. But then again, the thing that everyone will be talking about is, why did the 49ers take the ball first? And I think it's out of habit, and I don't think it was told to Fred Warner, and I love Fred Warner. But it's a football rule that every single football fan knows if you played NCAA or if you're really into college football, high school. Whenever you have the opportunity to know that I am going to get the ball, like no matter what, let my defense go out there, stop you, so that it makes the pressure on the offense roll off. Patrick Mahomes knew that, okay, I could get into field goal range, tie it up, or we can score a touchdown and win this thing. I would way rather be in that spot than, holy shit, do I kick the field goal or do I go for it? You know, they put themselves in a really, really bad spot there. And
I was wondering why.
Go ahead. The mic's cutting out? Oh, all right. Well, I'm editing this after.
Oh, okay, there we go. Wait, what were we talking about? I lost the train of thought.
Taking the ball first.
Oh, I was confused at why you were saying they should have not taken it first, but that makes sense. When you just explained, that makes sense.
No, you want the opportunity to put the pressure on people. You want to be able to also see what the other team's doing.
That makes sense. Okay. I get it now.
Do you?
Yeah. Do
you?
Yes, that makes sense. I like the new
Let's go split
rules.
screen. Let's go split screen and talk about
there we go. Split screen.
Our little rendezvous upstairs. So we watched this entire game together.
Yes.
And
nice.
What were your thoughts? I've talked enough.
What were my thoughts? I thought it was a really good game. If I hadn't, we had placed a really big bet on it. I'm not sure if we're talking about that or not.
Why wouldn't we?
Oh, okay. But if we hadn't had put that bet and I was just watching the game, it's a good game. But the fact I was going so hard for the Chiefs, I was stressed out the entire time. I was stressed out.
Fill the people in on the bet and the day.
So we drove to Arizona, went to our FanDuel's account, and we put $450 for the Chiefs, just outright money line. And they won. And so it was a big wager.
Dude, okay, but listen, it was too complete. I put $500 in.
I was playing with house money. I play with house money, so really I had $500 that I didn't know about from my trip to New York when we first signed up for FanDuel. Great surprise. I opened it. I was like, oh my God. I have no idea what the parlay was. They don't show you the parlays or what you put in, which is kind of annoying. Or at least I can't find it.
It's very annoying.
But
I was so glad because I'll pull up the text message now where I texted you earlier this week. Cameron, hear me out. Let's go 50-50, $1,000, Chiefs money line. I said Chiefs +2.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
the wager that big, take the points. That's what you said.
Yep. And
were you meaning us put one ticket in of $1,000 or like do what we did?
I kind of liked. To me, baby, it doesn't matter. Like, that's our relationship. Like, what's mine's yours.
Money's money.
We don't need a joint bank account to like keep. I don't know. She pays for dinner sometimes. I pay for dinner sometimes.
It works out.
It just happened. Yeah.
I probably would not have put that bet in if I did not have that.
Yeah, I know. Would I have had to have convinced you? I would have had to have convinced you.
I don't know what kind of convincing you could have done to make me transfer
There's no way you would have put that on.
$500 from my account to my betting account.
There's no way you would have done that?
That's bananas. Because if I would have lost, I would have been so upset. I would have just been like,
Cameron, we watched the entire game like this. This is how we're watching the game.
My heart was racing.
I would look over at Cameron sometimes, beat a sweat, would just drop down.
I was praying. George had given up at points in time.
I did. I would watch the game with my hood up. Oh, I can't put my hood up because I have the headphones on. It was just like this. I'll be watching the game like this.
It was
I'd be like, holy fucking shit, Patrick Mahomes, what are you doing? Early in the game, that was very much me. Then we got the lead for a little bit.
For a second,
we're kind of bouncing around everywhere here. Kind of bouncing around everywhere here.
Go from the bet to this, but
this is why I said we got to formulate the way that we feel about this game. Travis Kelce is automatic. So good. Amazing. I guess here's the time to look at the box score to really put an encapsulation on this whole episode, because I told you how I felt about the offense. I told you how I felt about the defense. Special teams. Harrison Butker kicks the longest field goal in Super Bowl history.
Well,
moments after Elijah Moody breaks the record.
There's two records broken. Two kicking records broken.
Yeah, I know.
Boom, boom.
Was it kicking snooze fest? So, box score time.
Should I stay on the split screen? Or do you want me to go to you?
You're the technical director back there.
Oh, well.
I don't know. You got to make
sure show. So.
Putting me on the spot here.
Because do you want to be the one to tell me to get off the screen? Because then I'd probably be upset.
Get off the screen real quick. Let me see this. Way better. So much better.
Fuck you.
Brock Purdy, 23 for 38, 255. Only one touchdown. I had taken the under on a couple of the same game parlays. Juwan Jennings with the other touchdown pass. Christian McCaffrey, 22 carries, 80 yards. They contained C-Mac. They were hitting his ass hard. Christian McCaffrey got hit so hard one time. He was running on the sideline. The other dude bent him in half backwards. Built different.
His leg got bent back.
As Stone Cold Steve Austin would say, that's how a white man runs the football. From the longest yard. Christian McCaffrey also led the team in receiving yards. I thought that he was not going to get as many receptions as he did. However, he finishes with 8 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Juwan Jennings, though, low-key hidden gem of the game, throws the touchdown pass, but he also caught a touchdown pass. 4 catches for 42 yards for him. Brandon Ayuk had a big night. George Kittle. He must have been hurt early on. I heard he went to the tent. Comes back out.
It was later, though. That was
Doesn't matter if it was later or not. The man had 2 catches for 4 yards.
Yeah, I put a lot of my bets with some faith in George Kittle.
Yeah.
Because I listened to the Barstool Sports podcast with him, and I was like, I'm rooting for this guy to get a touchdown. They were talking about how he's from Iowa, and no one from Iowa's ever gotten a touchdown in the Super Bowl, I believe.
I think let's continue that ticker, that tracker. Still didn't happen today.
Didn't happen.
It did not happen. Okay, so the 49ers. That's that. Dre Greenlaw. Is it as big of an injury as we think? Dre Greenlaw's good, really good, The entire scheme was built around Dre Greenlaw to be playing. But Dre Greenlaw got hurt early. It's not like sometimes you can really benefit from like when a player gets injured. You know, if Dre Greenlaw gets injured and like late in the third quarter and you got some rando out there who's getting his first PT and the start of the fourth quarter, you're like, damn. But like at least his backup got the opportunity to go into halftime, download some more information and knowledge, and then still come out and put up a good fight. But there were some mistakes made by both him and Joey Bosa, and those were the big runs by Patrick Mahomes. So I think it's time now to go straight to the Chiefs. The greatest quarterback of all time threw the ball 46 times, 34 completions, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns. His one interception is when he was playing like Patrick Mahomes. When he's playing like Patrick Mahomes, he throws picks like that. He's going up into the pocket. Travis Kelce was literally open on that play. He just airmails it, and that was that. From that moment on, he played like Patrick Mahomes. He also led the Kansas City Chiefs in rushing yards, which now that I'm looking at that is a crazy stat. Patrick Mahomes finishes 9 carries, 66 yards, his longest one being 22 yards on a well-designed read option in which he had Travis Kelce lead. And Joey Bosa, he had his fucking eyes glued to Pacheco and slowing him down, and they pulled the rug right out from underneath him. Joey Bosa uses the run. Wait, Pacheco doesn't have the ball? And then Patrick Mahomes like, it's that Mahomes magic crunch, bitch. So they shut Pacheco down completely. He disappointed me. After that first fumble, you could kind of see, I was like, Pacheco's playing almost a little too fast. And I was saying he's got to be a little more patient. He's got to slow down his reads. He was literally just running into the back of people, very similar to the quarterback from Alabama, Jalen Milroe, in the last play of the Rose Bowl, where he just like right into the back of a lineman. It's like, Pacheco, calm down, let the holes open up, fucking put on a Le'Veon Bell highlight tape, and just learn how to be a little patient. That's that. He did it later on in the game on like a toss play where he like stopped his feet, hit the hole hard, and he got like 9 yards. I was like, yes, should have been doing that more often. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, non-factor. 1 carry, no yards. Rashee Rice actually getting way more carries than any. Rashee Rice over 2 carries had to be a crazy prop that hits 2 carries, 5 yards. And then the man of the hour. I mean, really, if Travis Kelce scores that touchdown at the end of the game, do you give him the MVP trophy? I think you do. Doesn't happen. He gets 9 catches, 93 yards, and when the Chiefs needed it most, he was available. He was available. Christian Watson, available. Everybody played their role to perfection on the Chiefs team. They go back-to-back, something that hasn't been done since the early 2000s with Brady and Belichick. We're in the midst of it. This feels very much so like how I would feel after watching the Warriors win another NBA championship, where you're like, we're in the midst of it. The midst of one of the most dominant dynasties that will ever be around and remembered. And we have to cherish this moment. When it's happening in front of your eyes and it feels like it's magic, it is. It's Mahomes' Magic Crunch. He's unlike any other player in the league. I kept telling people that we were sitting around, shout out to Brian Hopkins, his girl Nicole, and Jesse Dugas from JPS Computers. I kept telling them, this is the reason why I put the bet in. I put the bet in on this man for a 2-minute drill in the fourth quarter and for a game-winning drive in overtime. That's why I put $450 on fucking Mahomes. Some pop culture to take from this, I guess, to wrap up the Super Bowl, because I could just go on here and fucking glaze the Kansas City Chiefs for the next 20 minutes, but I'm going to do that all off season. Don't worry. Pop culture. We could go split screen for this, Cameron. Usher performance. Mid.
Very. I feel it was more focused on the dancing and making it like this extravagant performance kind of thing. And the mic at the beginning, too low. Too low. That was another situation where I thought about it and I was like, wow, he sounds terrible. You can't fucking hear him. And then you go on Twitter and
everyone's like,
people are already making memes about it, yeah.
I thought he was lip singing for a little there. I was like, he's like saying things and nothing's coming out. I thought he was lip singing for sure. I was like,
just not good.
Come on, bro.
Everyone's upset about Justin Bieber not coming back. I agree. I feel
I'm with that. I'm with that 100%.
I feel his better songs. He didn't do a lot of confessions. He did like a
fucking
5-second teaser of it. Mm-hmm.
He went, these are my here's the thing. You gotta commit to songs. I feel like he played 15 songs and really if you would let's cut it.
Well, I figure you want to get like all your biggest hits in.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't need the fucking transition time. What is the dude's name? Swizz Beatz?
Yeah, whoever.
I mean,
I've married to. I don't know.
I have no clue
familiar.
Who he looks like. I've heard of him.
I also don't know how.
I guess he's doing well if he's got Alicia Keys. But I think Usher butt fucked her.
On stage?
On stage.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Usher was pretty intimate.
Usher did so much air humping that it was a little uncomfortable. I tweeted out, and I wonder if it happened. I was like, did they show the halftime show on the Nickelodeon version of this, or did Usher just strip for every kid and preteen in the world?
That's a good question. I wonder. It might have been the SpongeBob.
That would have been funny if they would have censored out his nipples. Something
they
like.
Put a little starfish.
So that was like weird. But I knew Usher was going to be meh because he's just not even the best in his own category. And I'm looking for.
Good dancer and everything.
I think it was something that he signed with his residency at Caesars where they were like, hey, we got you, bro. This shit's a lock. Usher. You're going to sign with us, and you're going to be the halftime show.
Yeah, not the best.
So
a lot of Taylor. I wonder, so the overhit on the Taylor Swift sighting? The guy said
I guess.
10?
He said it was 10. I saw on an Instagram post some dude got it at 5.5.
Damn.
Which is like, of course that's going to happen.
That's easy money.
What else are they going to show? So Ice Spice being there was like, what is Ice Spice doing?
Hanging out with Taylor Swift.
Ice Spice was there, and then Ice Spice wasn't there. And I think Ice Spice left after they had scored a touchdown. All the girls got excited. Ice Spice was sitting down, and on one side, Brittany Mahomes was like fucking motorboating her titties and her fucking head. On the other side, Taylor Swift was just hard chesting right on Ice Spice's fro. That
uncomfortable. I'd be like.
So then Ice Spice was like, saw one tweet of like, I don't know, what would be a good like a vanilla wafer with like a pumpkin cream inside, like because her hair. Yeah.
Pumpkin spice. Ah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like a pumpkin spice wafer.
Yum. That sounds good.
So that happened. They didn't necessarily show any other like box.
Well,
they did their
LeBron
best.
James.
They did their best, but like usually they do it more.
Jay-Z.
There's
Beyonce.
like superstars out there. Like it's like show me everybody.
Especially in Vegas. I'd imagine there'd be a whole bunch of people there.
I mean, like, if I was there, I mean, like, show me.
There he is.
What else? Pop culture wise? I guess we go into the commercials. To me this year, the commercials were fucking mid. Like
Mediocre.
There wasn't a single commercial, and the one commercial that everyone's going to talk about. There's two commercials that everyone's going to talk about. One commercial is Temu or Temu.
Well, it's Temu. We've all pronounced it wrong. I said Temu. It's Temu. That's how they said it on the commercial. Like Temu.
Temu.
Yeah, they were not saying Temu.
So Temu has all their products on their shop less than $10.
Yeah, it's cheap stuff.
You've bought from this place a lot.
No.
No?
I have the app and I like look around, but I haven't gotten anything. Shein is what I get from.
Oh, okay.
Similar situation.
Shein can't afford 2 Super Bowl commercials. Temu afforded 3. They even had one.
They had 2.
No, they had one as soon as the game ended.
Oh.
They had another one. They are raking in cash.
My big gripe is how are you going to have a repeating Super Bowl commercial in the Super Bowl? Like, that's weird to me.
You know what? Yes, I agree with you.
Use a different ad. Like, the same company is fine, but a different ad.
Or, like, add to the story. Like, you started a commercial here. Now you're going to pick it up here. You know what I realized? Because Usher doesn't necessarily get paid for the halftime performance.
So they don't get paid? You Googled it. They don't get paid?
But here's the thing. Usher was in 14 commercials.
Yeah.
Usher is getting the bag. So like this is exactly how it plays out. They get every big time brand, hey, I want to fit our commercial right there. Okay, perfect. Hey, write Usher a 5-second part. Okay. You got it? Uber Eats? Cool. Boom.
We
click.
Can squeeze them in.
Usher was in everything.
Well, that's like
everything.
Every commercial just had a celebrity appearance, and that was the whole thing. Like there was no real funny commercials or like
well thought out. Like I like
couple of
commercials.
Jesus commercials, which I'm not familiar with during the Super Bowl.
Jesus got opening drive commercial.
Jesus spending a lot of money.
Which we were discussing around the table. We're like, oh my gosh, this is a great tax write-off. For the church, I think the church spends $50,000 or $50 million on that. I know it's
church.
I know
it's
an way less.
It's like I actually don't even know what it was.
It was Jesus himself.
It said like Jesus.org.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. Who's funding it? Could
God,
be a church.
Probably. I don't know.
God, Jesus.
Whatever. Confusing.
Mid.
Commercials. Mid.
A political commercial.
RFK's political commercial. Big fan. Huge fan.
I mean, I don't like political ads, but
I don't like political ads, but that was
catchy. Out of all of the ones I've seen, it's not annoying.
It's like vote independent.
Yeah. I feel like I'm watching Schoolhouse Rock.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtag gal. Vote Robert F. Kennedy. Yeah, yeah. You definitely need to vote for him. This is an independent party.
Vote independent.
Vote independent.
So that was all right, I guess. Not funny. Nothing was really funny.
To close out this episode, babe, what a season it's been. Sunday nights coming to the studio. We had 3 off weeks.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
Since September.
In an 18-week season.
It's not
with
bad.
As much as we do. We want to thank everybody who watches the shows, and we're going to continue to do plenty of off-season content. I honestly love off-season more than I love regular season, just because you got to get crafty with it, creative, and I get to have on this ever-evolving, Rolodex of characters that I get to interact with in this space. So I know that we're going to continue to grow. This season was a prove it type of season, George. You did it year 1. Can you do it year 2? And I think I did year 2 even better than year 1. Thank you to Cameron, who your skills have gotten so much better from week 1 till now.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
They love you.
What are we going to do on Sundays? What will we do? No more football.
We'll
figure it out.
Yeah, no, I've been needing to do a lot of things to our backyard. Yeah.
Clean.
Yeah. This is riveting content. This is exactly what people want to hear right now. Stay tuned. Follow us. Follow us on our Instagram. We love each other. So if you follow us on our Instagram, you're going to see us having fun as we go through this crazy thing we called life. Congratulations to the Super Bowl winners, the Kansas City Chiefs. And until next time, we out. Hit stop.